bringing you the release day stream of Strategic Command World War I. And it looks like things are going to go for a smooth start today. Hello everyone out there. I'm going to give people a few minutes to sort of arrive instead of just jumping straight into the action. I'm going to do a live stream, might as well have viewers. Always sort of best to do that. Hey Pino, good to see you. How you been? We have I think an exciting game coming up here. Lots of questions and doubt. Can we form a huge pocket here and starve these units out? Some of my thoughts on the Schlieffen plan. No view, only stream. No viewers, I think you only stream? I'm not sure exactly. Hello. Counter Bernali? I'm sure I'm butchering that. Sorry. Okay. So let's get going with the game here a bit more. We are continuing from the last episode, or last stream I should say, where we're showing off the game, but I wanted to do a from Iron X's mod. It's also been released out. Hello Grey Knight, Unknown, Jaculius, and Lancer is here. Very good. The Iron X's Blue Max mod, which is just a cosmetic mod, doesn't change anything in the game as game purposes. These are his hybrid counters, in that they still have the NATO style counters up in the corner, and they use graphical images. And what's really neat about these images here is, and can't really show you here, you can look at some of the screenshots that he has. These are the like 1914 basic Germans with the Pickelhube, you know, fiber helmets or whatever you want to call them, non-metallic. You get the upgraded infantry. They come with an image of the Stahlhelm. Later infantry come with like a camouflage painted Stahlhelm to show you the levels of infantry you have or facing easy. Hey Max, Amenius, and Aries here. Very good, Aries. Aries, a big fan of the First World War, or at least studying of it. Okay, now also another fun fact. They were warned, but not only by the military, but the police and firefighters. Very interesting. I didn't know that the firefighters wore them, but I'm not terribly surprised. Did they do graphical? No, this is just another mod, Ari, another version of the mod, and we'll change out some of this stuff later on. I've actually read some of the manual now, so I'm even more familiar with the game. Interesting thing, they've been announcing today that, well, I'll save that for a bit later. But I've been, looking at this. The Lure of Paris. There is a story, it's said by Moltke, that on his deathbed, not necessarily his last words, but on his deathbed, Schlieffen says, "Don't weaken the right," or German words to that effect, or "keep the right strong," or words very much to that effect. It's not important exactly what he said. And I'm really seeing what he means and what he sees with this, because the Germans really, because if you look at, they actually hold Belgium up here in wipers and whatnot, and there's a bulge in here. They really get attracted by the bright lights of Paris and rush towards Paris. But if we keep our right strong and keep wheeling around and keep pounding on that, I think we're going to have some success. Now, we're already into September, and if you know this game, I forget the exact formula, but especially during winter, I think a turn is like a month or 6 weeks long instead of just the usual week or 2 weeks. So it changes out the way it goes. is it possible to play with the old map? Yes, it is possible. Iron X did a sound change for his mod, and some of the battle sounds I just didn't like. And it's a personal taste, doesn't mean that they're bad or wrong. I just didn't like them. So instead of figuring out which sounds they were, I just went in and deleted all of his sound files so it reverts to the game sound files. So I presume if you go into his mod, look for the map elements of the mod and just delete all of that, you'll end up with like the basic map, and just use his counters and other elements. So I'm sure you can just get with the traditional map. Yes, chain of events, very true. It was the Serbians that started the war. So what we're going to do is forget all about this and come down here. We'll get there. We'll get back up there. We want to, mentioning the start of the war, we want to see what's going on. And one feature that, quite honestly, I hardly ever use, and not saying it shouldn't be in the game, but sort of like what's the point, is this in regular strategic command. But I like this because I can go in and see, oh, we don't have these two units here, is particularly what I'm looking at, are entrenched. So we're going to, instead of reinforcing them, we're going to entrench, and I think I'm going to rotate that. No, yeah, no, that's best because we have the bottom one is to the ocean, and here they're going to entrench, and yes, that looks like a good. So we're going to entrench these two units, so if they face continued attacks, this is a full core, this is just a detachment, they will be better defended. There's no reaction, no, just start their empire. Austria's Germany, anyways. The Habsburgs, yes. Okay, so we want to crush these guys. And so what we're going to do here is check out. Okay, I think this is our best first attack. That went reasonably well. Minor ouchies. Swap those units out. Hit that again. Okay. Now, see if we can just kill this. And the unit shattered. Very, very good. Okay. Now, we're going to, this is very, yep, bumped into the enemy HQ here. Okay. Yes, we might as well hurt the HQ. Not very hard. Okay, they have that. We're going to, yeah. Move that up to here. Do we want to attack there? No. We're going to max reinforce these. I want to really, and it's not going to be in a turn or two, I really want to put a nail in the coffin here because Albania has entered in the Entente along with Montenegro here, so we want to crush all of these. No, Austria-Hungary was not in the best conditions for many reasons. Yeah, that was a big problem. There's all kinds of problems with Austria-Hungary. Hello, Herbert. Good to have you here. You can help with any questions, please, on what's going on. Ironic. Yeah, it depends. War of attrition against who? Against the whole world, it becomes a bit more difficult than a few localized powers. Alright, okay, now up here. What again, our strategic objective for the Austrians is to put pressure on the southern Polish front, if you will, preferably cutting off these railway capabilities here. Now, and again, we're going to use the function of removing. See, okay, those two cores are not entrenched, and they're very weak. So what we're going to do is we're going to shift and move them up here, and shift and move them up here. And now, because we did that, instead of move them regularly, we can reinforce them and to the maximum ability so that they will be entrenched and now reinforced. This is a war of attrition now here. Okay, we need to push on the Russians. Oh, very good result. And they're locked down. Yeah, figured they might be. They can't swap out anymore for that attack there. Now here, I don't think any of these attacks are worth it, so we're just going to entrench. That looks like a good pattern. Now, we have some impudent Russian lancers, or at least they're carrying lancers in the image. Okay, that pushed them back. Let's move up our Austrian horses and take them out. Good, it showed us what's going on up here. Oh yeah, no, we're still trying to push them out of some Austrian territory here. Oh, mentioning that, let's mess with them a little bit. Grab some Russian territory, come back. Just mostly to mess with them. And we'll entrench these guys. Yeah, that looks good. I don't think they'll come up north of there. Just in case some of these guys push in. Okay, so we're propaganda effort there to hold some Russian territory. These guys will take that out. Now, these guys are going to come up to here. We're going to see if we can take loads. Not great results, and that may do it. Oh yes, very good. Serbia is the most aggressive nation involved. Well, I totally credit Serbia with starting the First World War. Now, I credit Germany, by its invasion of Belgium, expanding the war beyond its necessary size. The more I've read into it recently, the more I think I do agree that Britain would have gotten into the war anyways, no matter the actions. But still, it would have made Germany a lot less of the aggressors had they just you know, settled for pushing primarily in the east. Okay, now we've got a bit of a problem here. Okay, so what we're going to do here is these guys are going to come down here. Now I've played through this part of the turn here. They can't come into zone of control here, but we can, since we already have control of this, swap these two out. So these are now in a fortified hex there, but it's not strong enough to hold against the Russian pressure. So what we're going to do is we're going to hit there and do at least that much damage, and then they're going to come up here and they're going to hold the southern wing of this. I do so hope. I'm not sure on that one. Five, 3. Well, yeah, that would have been better to do that. But and so we've taken out what, 3 Russian corps here shattered. Man, I don't know. We can hold that well enough. Now, another problem I've gotten myself into is the Memel garrison is just doomed, purely doomed. We cannot hold it. Hello, could you please change the border color from the weak red to the brown version? The weak red color is hard to see when you're colorblind. Thanks. Okay, now, hi, Toy Jet. And I'm doing good today. Well, this is a mod, so you can use the standard colors of the map. So we're going to be tricky. We're going to pretend we're English here, because, like I say, this garrison is doomed. There's no way to even if I reinforce, because it's only going to reinforce with one, and I can't break it out, can't march it out. So, like I say, we're going to pretend we're English. We're going to put them on boats. We're going to sail them over here, land them here, and come to the fortress here. So we have saved the garrison, which is a good thing. Now we're going to hit this core hard, taking minor losses, and we're going to shift those around, and we're going to hit it again, just hopefully not taking no losses. So we've stabilized that front there, and hopefully we will be able to hold this well enough. They had no choice. No, I'm not sure about that. If you're talking about assassinating the Archduke, I don't know that they needed to assassinate the Archduke. Okay, so that is most of the maneuvers. We're gonna move you back to here. I've learned how to use air better, again by reading the manual, especially these early bombers. Okay, now we're looking at this. We're going to move these guys up to here. That, of course, is not the best first move. So we're going to hit here. We're going to keep the right strong. We're not going to weaken the right. That should lock them down. And there we go. Boulogne is ours. So we pushed into their port. That is an important push. Now, down here. Some of these divisions are corps radically weakened, but I think, well, no, let's start here. Yeah, I'm gonna see if we can take him out. Don't know how many hits it's gonna have to take. Swap these guys out so they'll be stronger and fresher to deal with the inevitable counterattack. There we go. That gets them. I don't know that we want to move into that, because we're mainly trying to eliminate cores here. Yes. The war of attrition. Okay, I think the best thing to do here is to swap these two out here and hopefully shatter this. Yes, very good. Now this, we are going to make sure that we fully reinforce him so he's on the front line. He's not dug in, but he's up to full strength. And for future turns, let's get you up to full strength. Okay, so we've eliminated 2 more corps. So 3 French corps have been destroyed so far. Now, this is our linchpin here. Because we've got Reims, this is our linchpin. So we're going to keep him fully up to strength. And I hope Ari is entertaining you with his World War I chat. Well, the Balkans are a basket case because of the collapse of the Ottoman Empire. The Ottoman Empire... Well, yeah. Thanks, everyone, for following. Had its agenda of Islamifying places, and so they made lots of enemies, not just sort of governing over places. I'm not saying it's any worse than many empires, but that, and because of policies within it as well regarding different ethnic minorities, there weren't clear ethnic lines as, hey, this area is French people, this area is German people. Well, we can sort of kind of figure out after a few wars what river is going to be our, you know, national borders or something like that. You know, obviously like the French and Spanish, pretty easy. Yes, you have the Basque people here that make it a little more difficult, but it's pretty easy to sort of figure out that, hey, yeah, you know, those mountains sort of signify the border. Well, the Balkans are Balkanized, so it's not necessarily clear and easy to know where the border should be, and that's caused about 100 years plus, because it goes back before, well, it goes back to, well, almost 200 years plus. So we go back to the Napoleonic era as it's been slowly collapsing and causing problems. Okay, we've taken out 3 cores so far. We want to take out another core here, so that looks like to be the best. First hit, boom. And we're going to swap these out. Not that great of a hit. I think that'll do it. There we go. There we go. So we got that core done. So that now we are at 4 French cores destroyed. Do we go after a British one? I don't think we have the reinforcements to be able to take out the British one, but I think we can take out this French cavalry corps here. And no, I'm not using the artillery specifically. Now we're going to send these. I think we're going to use the horses a little better at this stage in the east. So we're going to get ready to put them on trains and send them east. Okay, so that is 5 French corps, including 1 cavalry corps. And again, we're not going to push forward there. We're going to just leave that. Yeah, we're going to push them forward. These guys are also going to come back to a rail line here. The artillery is going to move up because they're going to be responding to actions, counterattacks. Thank you, very loud motorcycle, I believe. Yes, reinforce. You come up here and reinforce. Also, yeah. Field of Glories is great, and right now there's a big sale on. I believe it's still going on Slytherin and Matrix games, so you might want to check things out for timing. Yes, things can be pricey. I know a couple of campaigns, one of them the Grand Strategy. Without Great Depression, it's hard to say what would happen. Okay, Great Lands are, yeah, till January 3rd. I believed it was through December, but I wasn't absolutely sure. And I don't want, because I'm on their stream, I don't want to commit them to something I'm not sure of. Okay, just thinking, okay, we'll move those. These guys will, yeah, come up. They've moved, they haven't moved. Okay, so they're coming forward. Hopefully able to better support and command all of these units. I'm looking here. Yeah, I think I'll end up wanting them a little more to the north, so these guys will come up to here. So I want to continue to push that wheel around. Now, before I forget, let's come up here and let's sort of just put you out to sea, because I think we're going to have guys coming hunting you. Now, another thing I've recently sort of been looking at, and I should have done before the naval strike down here, now what you should do is some sea mines. Let's do that and that. Okay, so they're out there laying some sea mines, which will be good. Now these submarines, again, I do know that there will be some British ships still out here, so we're going to avoid them and head like that, I hope. Yes, good. Head them out to sea. Well, let's come over here and watch. Oh, Pet Fiend. Oh, yeah, putting Fields of Glory 2 and Fields of Glory Empire together is really good. I'm not sure, I'm just not sure if the DLCs add much. We're just, oh, yeah, we're just gonna sort of box him in. Oh, we're gonna send the subs down here. We're gonna box in them instead of bashing our heads against them. Whether it adds much having the DLCs to that. Hey, Bill. Which also supply of shells that your guns will receive, otherwise you'll suffer from a shell shortage, as offensive artillery. Offensive without artillery will be very difficult if the enemy is heavily entrenched. Very good to know. I've also read that using your recon bombers on a unit prior to so this is the thing that I've read is that it is best to scout out with these recon bombers, whichever one of these, say, I choose to decide to attack with artillery, and then hit it with the artillery. So these are really meant to be used in combination at this stage, is my understanding. And we'll see if in future turns that, and I also want to strengthen them up to strength 10, so they're a little more impactful. Okay, we did sort of leave this to last here because I wasn't quite sure where I wanted to push with it. I think we'll push up to here, not quite in their zone of control, and I don't think they'll be in zone of control. Let's see about moving you up to here. I'm not going to read all the various statements. I hope they're interesting. He is known for his wall of text, which is cool, but just I don't have time to read it all. Okay, so we have that. Now let's look. We still have some MPP left. Not enough for Austria to get some artillery that I was hoping to maybe get for it. Well, let's look at Germany maybe here. Got a lot coming, including some Zeppelins very soon. I think we could do with a mountain corps. Get Rommel his Bavarian mountain troops. Austria. Well, we're down to detachments and marines capable of expanding into it. Oh, 150. I think we're going to wait on that. Now, for Austria, or for Ottoman Empire, yeah, let's go with 2 detachments there. Now we also need to see about bringing these guys back into port. I think we're going to have a nasty reaction from the French. I think it's going to be the French down there in the Mediterranean. Propaganda works, everyone's happy. Well, that's the whole idea of propaganda. Well, we would have women's rights, labor movements. I'm not as pessimistic about the ancient regimes that fell. It's sort of like saying, hey, oh, I almost went somewhere I don't know if I should go. Hey, are millions of deaths worth earlier women's rights by a few years? You know what's the what's the death toll? Without World War I don't think we would have had the communist revolutions. So in the 20th century, 100 million people, probably less, would have died. So yeah, 100 million lives for women's rights and the labor movement. I don't know if that's quite worth it. I'm not saying labor. Obviously, I wouldn't want to work in a pre-World War I factory. God, no. And yeah, women, of course, should have equal rights. Don't take anything I'm saying is downplaying that those are good things. And so we're not just looking at World War I. And so, we're not going to get into a whole lot of politics here, of course, but just the idea of saying, hey, yeah, with World War I, we got all these things, so it's a good thing or something. No. It is definitely, I'm not disputing your example of things that are positive that came out of it, but, medical advances, oh, God, I mean, they were still sort of, in my opinion, barbaric in 1940 compared to what they are today. But medical advances, hell, the Crimean War spurred on a lot of medical advances. And just as I'm getting ready to say her name, Florence Nightingale, there we go, didn't take me too long to conjure that name back up, really helps with treating and getting attention to treating combat wounds as well. But that also translates into other better medical care onwards from the Crimean War. In Europe, particularly the Civil War in the American context. So absolutely wars have positive benefits, but that doesn't mean the positive benefits outweigh the negative ones. And so we have to keep all of that in mind. All of that. Okay, so we've done our production, I think, for this time. Oh, let's look at the Ottomans. I think I want to. Yeah. We should eventually be getting the Ottomans in. I quite honestly just haven't played that far or read if it's talked about. Is Italy, because I know they want Trieste particularly. Is Italy fated to always come in, or are there mitigating circumstances, meaning like victory down in the Balkans, keeping them out, and or territorial concessions that could keep Italy neutral? I'm interested in that. I just quite honestly don't know in this game, but that is something to be concerned with. Okay, I'm looking at some of the strategic paths coming through here into Serbia we would like to shut down. I wonder if they're going to add any more games to the Sith store. I don't know. They don't inform me of that at all, any more than anybody else. Okay, I want to see if any more of these guys that they're useful to. Okay, I don't really think so. Okay, I think we're ready to end this turn, and I'm really concerned about down here if this core will be able to hold. It is a core, only 8 strength, is not dug in compared to a detachment, so hopefully it has the staying power to hold. Yes, we really want it in this turn. Okay, Norway complains of Entente attacks on their merchants. France increases arms production in the southwest. They also buy huge amounts of arms from Spain. The Entente naval blockade units, yeah, blockading there. Marete's rebellion, Bora's revolt against British rule in South Africa. My understanding, and I did have to read up on this, it's a relatively minor revolt compared to the Bora Wars, what, approximately 10-12 years earlier, so there's still huge amounts of hatred towards the British down there for the Boers. And I had to look this one up too, admittedly. Max Plaques and other prominent figures signed a manifesto of 93, because there's 93 signatures, primarily around scientific type figures to support Germany. Now, this is an unequivocal support for Germany's actions, including basically support for their actions, which we would today call war crimes, in Belgium. This is a very controversial document. Scientists progress on artillery weapon development. Great. We like that. Okay, we're bringing in lots, putting out some MPP. Being enthusiastic about the benefits of war is like saying that you'll ride out the zombie apocalypse as a survivor instead of becoming part of the horde early on. Yeah, I'm not trying to jump all over you either for doing that. I'm just looking at that. France announces the formation of it. But, you know, there was a group of people that really did like that there was a war. It was sort of the socialists, because they wanted a revolution to change Europe. How did they get through my blockade without having any sort of, maybe it was the rain? Any sort of, you know, encounter with those ships there? I don't know. Don't get that movement. Yes, they're falling into my traps. They're keep filling the holes. Now, if you attack that division there, you're going to get fire support, which should help break up your attack. Not make it not happen, but make it a little less catastrophic. Okay, they pushed there. Good. I like that push against me, the Russian mountain troops. They're reinforcing. Okay. I like what's happening so far. Okay, they just scouted out that unit basically. Can they hold? Okay, they're still going after the detachment instead of the core below it. Oop, down to 1. So I want to hold that railway. Oh, damn. Okay, they got the rail. Well, they're still holding. Oh, no. Now this guy's real in trouble. Okay. Ah. Things aren't going all my way, for sure. Okay, yeah, we pound on him. I knew it could happen. He's one of the ones that are not entrenched. Well, like I say, I don't know that getting rid of the old kings is a better formula than communist revolutions. Because I have to look at, shall we say, Britain as an example of not getting rid of the old kings. And we can look at the Hohenzollern monarchy and its social reforms going back to Bismarck. Things like a social security system. Forces arrive from Canada and Newfoundland. So I, you know, don't know that it's the preferable outcome. Because, and again, we're sort of looking at some of this stuff. We can look at Italy with Victor Emmanuel. Berlin detachment destroyed. Okay. All of those, yes. Okay. Victor Emmanuel, King of Italy. Zeppelins raining, and we get Zeppelins. Okay. Rain is not going to be good for us. And he avoids a civil war by... yes, we could use one more corps up there. Von Mackensen. Put him down here on the railway, and we'll put here. Okay. Oh, Austrian corps, cool. And gotta know. We'll put him here. He avoids an Italian civil war by allowing Mussolini to come to power. You can say that's a bad thing. We don't know what would have happened had a civil war broken out in Italy. But then he supports removing Mussolini once he is failed. He fires Mussolini once he's failed, obviously sort of somewhat late in World War II. So there we have a monarchy sort of kind of doing its job. It's trying to maintain reasonable stability within the country that it's governing. So you know, it's got to be a case-by-case basis. You know, nothing with the Italians can't fight. Well, the 11 on Zonzo fronts, and I'm sure I'm butchering that too. I don't know whether it's neither the Austrians nor the. We're gonna just save this here. Okay, and let's continue here now. So, yeah, I don't know. Okay, rain is not our friend for offensive operations. It is not our friend. So we're going to come down here on our more attritional front here. Okay. Hit them hard. We're going to swap out these two here and hit them maybe not so hard. Well, that's fairly hard. Okay. And that may be enough to eliminate another French corps. Good. Good. Oh, that worked well, though he's now fairly weak. Okay, unfortunately we didn't quite eliminate the core. We'll see about what we can do about getting rid of him still. Okay, now we can't operate in the rain, which makes sense. So my planned use of artillery isn't going to happen this turn there, I think, because we'll probably just keep the right strong. Very good. And shattered. Very good. Okay, they can't quite push into it, but they can. No, and I didn't think we were going to. Now, down here, don't think we're going to go after our British. Maybe. No, we only have. We'll see about that. Two versus 4. Okay. Only minor ouchies and shattered another core. So that is 3 French cores. How quickly can they build cores? Okay, you're going to attack. I know it's going to probably hurt us a lot more than it hurt you. Nope, we're not going to keep hurting ourselves. So you are going to get maxed. Okay, they've already operated. Now, you come down to here. You swap out with these guys, and now you kill it. There we go. That's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, is it 4 or 5? I forget. You come in to hold there. You move up to here. Okay, so we have been pushing there. Okay. Really, would it rain all over Europe this much? Okay, I don't know. I do, and just my sort of opinion, that rain seems to be everywhere too much with this. Now, what we're going to do is really start trying to push around. Our opponents here. Take this opportunity. I can't quite get to there, but we can get to there. These guys we will. Yeah, I think we have points, maybe not enough to get the artillery that I want, and reinforce everything. Can you hear by invest? Can you? Yeah, that's what I'm wondering, if you can give them like Triol. I know Austria probably wouldn't give them Istria down here, but they might have given up Triol to keep Italy out of the war. Now, we've had to push back here at Bialystok. Can we take this back? That's a core, so... Good. Not so great. A little better. Very good. Okay. Well, they can move up to there. And they're entrenched, I believe. Right? Yes, correct direction. So they're entrenched now. Okay, so we're still holding that railway, which was the critical thing, but I wanted to keep holding the city there. not sure what I want to do up there. Okay, we can hammer. Okay. I think I'm just going to take this time and reinforce some of these guys. Man, we're using up a lot of... And a Russian core is shattered. Yeah. We will take that, and we will take this to keep them from being flanked. Too many flanks. And they can even... Let's rotate this around so if they come from our rear over here. So we've cut off the southern railway, we've cut off the northern railway. There's only the Brest-Litovsk line into Poland. And that is an important thing, I think. No, attacks don't look good there. Not enough attacking. Okay, I want to build some artillery for Austria. So while we can still afford it, before I'm going mad with reinforcements, we will do that. Now that will bring us down to 99 reinforcements, but I want to keep a lot of... Hey Van Bishop, I didn't say hello. I see you're here. And hello Lum! Good to have you here. So... Because we're running low, let's just increase that a little bit. Get these cores up to shape for future offenses. Now back to this. Down to 1. Okay, very good. Yeah, we'll entrench. Okay, that looks good. And can, oh, these guys can entrench too. That would also be... let's rotate that. Yeah, I think that's the best because we know those are the two most likely attack points, attack vectors. Okay, so now they sort of escaped. I think they went down to, we'll use these, oh, there they are. Okay, now they're down to 1 strength. So let's get these guys out. Let's move in the heavy cruisers. See if they can bombard them in their port without too much. Oh, there we go. As long as we don't have huge losses, I'm good with that. Okay, looks like we've completely stopped the Russian Navy. I'll be surprised if they were really to put more forces operating. Is there, Bill, is there a limit to the number of mines that a nation can lay? Mainly an artillery weapon as part from a few admittedly important occasions. It was fired by artillery. Yes, it was very much was an artillery weapon. See if we can get through this line of enemy contact. Damn. Okay, well, you back off to here, I guess. Let's put you down here. There's a limit to the number of mines, as every major can lay 1 plus 2 for every level of naval warfare. Okay. Okay, that's very good to know. So we've laid 2 and research. Germany, naval warfare, is it? Okay, naval warfare. So we're at level 1, so that would be a total of 3. Okay, so we can do, oh, let's also look at, no, wrong, research, come close. Research. Austria-Hungary, naval warfare is 0, so they can lay 1. Okay. So we need to see about laying some minefields as Germany, or I mean as Austria-Hungary. Let's move this battleship up here. We'll move these guys to port down here. There we go. We'll get ready to maybe lay some mines soon. Somewhere down here to sort of close off. Oh, and just also, do mines affect friendly movement through it? Can I move through my own minefield, or does that go boom when I do so? Just out of curiosity. That does affect, because I specifically sort of put these guys forward out here as to where likely Q's improve the effectiveness of units on their ground, also while providing supply to friendly units. Yeah, well, depends on how you're laying the minefield, how well it's mapped. I don't know how many. It's a friendly minefield damaging your own ships, but there is a small chance, as it did happen. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Okay, good to know. Just, you know, where do I try to seal up down here, and do I feel, you know, how much I need to take care of moving around it? Because we want the Adriatic as much as possible to be an Austro-Hungarian lake. Okay. Okay, we need to reinforce here. Might as well. Well, let's make sure our main thrust is here. So I want to weak units that, well, an 8 isn't really what I'm. But well, yeah. Let's get that one. Okay, yes, these are going to eat up lots of MPP, but we want to be able to push here as we've been drawing off a lot of their forces. And so again, my analysis just playing this game is if we keep the right, this is the German right, strong, while attriting down here, not necessarily pushing into places, but taking out cores. It means they can't keep throwing cores to stop our movement when we do need to take cores out here, as well as just push them back. So that is good. We are in October, and it is a rainy October. Sub is a silent mode, safely sail through them though. Okay, silent, yeah, as in avoid contact mode. I'm thinking about reinforcing them before sending them back out. Don't know really what to do with my fleet now. I know that we can do shore bombardments, but I want to save that for getting ready for an attack like on Memel. So we're keeping those guys handy. Man, we're using up our MPP. Damn, not just can't take that one. That would be really nice. Okay, so we got our propaganda victory. We're pushing deep into Serbia. We've got that. Let's zoom out just a little more. Got our navy moving around a bit. They might survive that engagement. Ouch. Ouch. Oh, ouch. But, well, let's turn a negative into a positive here. We found a destroyer. Let's learn them not to come that close to our beloved homeland here. Wait, now I'm seeing what I want to do with having more navy here in the west. Okay, battleship up. Well, only one. Hopefully no damage back. Get back to port. Oh, that's actually better for us. Okay. Little damage back. This is risky, but let's do it. Well, you can come back to there. So there we go. Now we may lose some ships over that. I hope not. Okay. And we don't have the MPP to rail move those, so we'll just start on getting them to the east. I'm also playing another just to let you know. Hey, also, you can follow the channel here if you're new here. Hit that follow button. You can follow me on Twitch. That's gamer_1745. And on that page, or you can just, there's a link to it, or you can just search on YouTube for gamer_1745. I'm also playing another series of this game in which the Eastern Front comes first. And we are only secondarily and only attritionally, we have not invaded Belgium, though Britain did enter the war, doing an attrition front on the west and pushing hard into the east. And that's another variant on what we are doing here. Okay, let's move the Turks a little further south. I think, yes. Come down to Damascus, you come to Tripoli here, and one of two Tripolis, the other one is over here. Sort of like Alexandria, put the city everywhere. Okay, swap those two out eventually there. Okay, mostly I'm liking this. I'm a little worried about some of that. Alright, okay. I think it's time to end this turn. The Adriatic Fleet. Yeah, mostly sitting in port right now. If there was some other thing you're talking about. Yeah. Okay, this is what I started waiting for. Von Spee defeats the Royal Navy at the Battle of Corone. Well, an interesting thing is they've announced today, I believe, or late yesterday, that they found the Scharnhorst, Admiral Spee's flagship off the Falklands. So the wreckage, of course, at the bottom of the sea. It's not quite floating anymore. But yeah, so that is the thing. That's a really sort of tremendous, fear of German raiders upset trade from the British Empire. That really was a story of the German Pacific Fleet and its dealings with the early days of World War I. British and Japanese forces capture Tsingtao in China. That was the major German concession. Von Lettow-Vorbeck defeats the British in German East Africa. Yes, okay, not like he conquers it, I presume, but he definitely goes on that. Probably it really depends on the players. Might decide, for instance, if you want to carry out landings against the Ottomans, it'll be best to have some ships present, probably a few more at the start, or if the British. Okay. Yeah, I was wondering about how vulnerable the coast of the Ottoman Empire, and how secure it needs to be garrisoned. Anzac set sail for Europe. UK send naval units to deal with Von Spee. Hey, for Oakenshield, good to have you here. Yes, you're moving into my trap. Move into my trap. Yes, okay, so defensive artillery, which I'm hoping will break up the attack. Just make it a lot less lethal and damaging to the attacker. Yep, they're moving cores right to where I want them here. And we're going to smash another, hopefully another 3 cores down here while pushing on the right. I'm not saying we're not going to win if we get, you know, good chances to push here a bit, but we're going to keep that right strong. Terreon, take Le Havre, hopefully, and push around here to really bend the French. Stretch the French. Okay, good. Good. Swap out, okay, yeah. Oh, pushed us back. Not what I wanted to have happen, but alright. I don't think you're going to push in between us, though. Oh, attacking my HQ. Now that I was a little worried about, but didn't think could do it. That hurt. That's hurting. That's, oh good, you fell back. Now that was a good fallback. I like that. The general chose right. Now why did you go back and then come back? I don't get that one. Central Powers Raider disrupt UK Russian convoys. Yeah, blockade Germany, North Sea. Union of Democratic Control formed calling for democratic oversight of UK foreign policy. The Battle of Coscos, HMS Sydney sinks the Emden. I think that's out in the Indian Ocean or somewhere like that. I'm not sure. Okay, so we're disrupting convoy just 4 MPP, but still that's useful. Okay, Chief of the General Staff. Our agent in Morocco believes that the tribes of the Rift are ready to rise against the French. Very like beau geste kind of thing, if you know the story in the movies and whatnot. This could be an excellent opportunity to create trouble for the French in Africa, but representatives of the tribes have stated that arms and ammunition, money are... yeah, I don't know how successful this was historically or how successful it will affect things in the game, but sure, we'll try it out. Okay, there's a British tanker called the Gwendour. It was interred at Danzig. Start of the war, could be converted into a seaplane carrier. It'll cost us 100 MPP, 50, okay. Okay, some more subs, very good. And a battle cruiser, very nice. And another German corps. I think here. 2 Ottoman detachments. We'll stick both of those along there, I think. All right, very good. Hello, Mike. Good to have you here. Not have a decision event regarding Greece, allowing them to land troops in the country at the start of a new front. However, if that happens, most of the Greek army will only deploy if the country is invaded by the CP. There's also a chance later on that the Greek navy being seized by the French or defecting to Austro-Hungary. Very interesting. Yeah, I know some of the monarchies, particularly like the Romanian monarchy, was pro-German, but the populace of Romania was very pro-Entente during this time period. Okay. So, let's see what we can do. I'm going to save before for multiple reasons I like saving. One of them is just because if I misclick on something and, you know, feel I need to go back, and not just because I don't do it really so much for the better result of, you know, the die rolls. It's more like, oh shoot, I didn't mean to do whatever that is, and it's really stupid kind of thing. Okay, well, let's look at the Western Front. Okay, now I've not really had the opportunity to use airships because when I was sort of playing this, when I had the airship, it was raining all the time, so I don't know the best use for them either now or generally speaking. I know they were mostly used as strategic bombing type capabilities. Oh, very good hit on them, especially seeing that we took no damage. Right, okay. Now, we'll swap those out. Damn, okay. There we go, shattered. That got that unit shattered. Very good. And because of that swap, we'll be able to... Oh, no, they already attacked. Okay. But they're at least no longer on the front line. Good. Okay. The French corps are dying. So we want to get through Amiens there, I think. That's better because we can hit it with more units. So we're going to recon bomb it, as it were, there. So now we've reconned it. We've seen what's around it. Hopefully our artillery will be more effective at getting them unentrenched. Their readiness looks like it may have went down a bit. Okay, now we're going to swap these out here, and they're going to hit there. A British corps just went down, and we can move into this. Very good. Yes, I'm liking that. Well, let's come over here and kill another French corps, hopefully. I think we can use that. Let's weaken this one here. And yeah, we're going to use this to actually kill this core. Okay. So what's that? 4 or 5 core? Sorry, I lose count a little bit here. They can... yeah, we'll max that out. Damn. Sorry about the outside noise. Do a barrel roll. Hello. The pro is more geostrategic perspective. Romania wanted Austro-Hungarian lands. Bulgaria wanted lands from Greece. Romania, Serbia, legitimate kings if they don't represent the... Well, actually, I would say that there is a also a very strong sense of attachment to France by the Romanian people. They see themselves as Latins, Romanian, and if you start looking especially at the Romanian language, and see, I grew up in the Cold War era, and that was sort of, you know, mysterious behind the Iron Curtain. Eastern country, but if you start looking at Romanian language as simply very oddly spelled Latin and start trying to read it that way, you see how close it is to French and other Latin languages. So they see themselves as sort of a Western outpost in amongst a bunch of Cyrillic, you know, letter writing language peoples, and so they really also culturally want to see themselves as part of the West. And France, as more than France, I would say more so than Italy, because of the historical powers of the French Empire and whatnot, and see that as a thing that they want to do and look at. Okay, so we're going to yeah, we're going to see about bombing Paris. Well, that hurt us and didn't seem to do them any damage. Okay. Interesting. Yes, so I'm not disagreeing with various Romanian desires for territorial expansion at all. I'm also just seeing others additionally. Okay, well, let's look back over this. I want to get Memel back. I've got 2 cores to try to do it, plus strategic bombing. See if you can do any good for us. I don't think that's going to get Memel back. At least not readily yet. Well, too much movement to get entrenched. Damn, okay. They can't reinforce movies, no? Okay. Let's swap those out. And they still can't. They can't reinforce either. Okay. Okay, horsies right down and cut them to pieces. Very good. Now, that should cut them off and make them start starving there. That sort of, we've achieved that goal. We've not achieved the goal of retaking Tarnople. But we could push here into Lublin. We'll start with pounding on the HQ a bit. Again, let's see. Okay, let's entrench here in the oil fields. Okay, we'll do that. Okay, so now we're entrenched. Secure our flank. Do we want to push here? Not really. Up here, not so much either. War Wizard, hello, how you doing? Oh, and I hate it when they do lime green text to the name. Hello, Sinoach. Okay, so what we're gonna take our time here to reinforce. I know I'm spending like a drunken sailor on reinforcements, but hey, I want to get Tarnople. We've cut the rail line. That's doing good. Okay, now here, yeah, there's troops down here. I'm sure of that. So we're not just going to plunge super deep into here. See, they're there. Okay, let's look at supply. Current supply, so 6 into there. Next turn supply down to 5. Okay, so what I think we will do here is Yeah, let's see about doing that. Okay, I was hoping to get them a little further south into there. They may end up turning on me. Okay, I probably should have just only gone. I should have gone to there maybe. This is a difficult front here. Yeah, these guys will get also maxed out. Yep, eating up my resources. Okay, so what we're gonna do also, we're gonna come down. Let's scout with our submarines. Let's be sort of smart down here, and let's come down to here. We can do some convoy raiding if there isn't any. So we're gonna, let's see, we're gonna come down to here, and we're gonna drop a sea mine right there, and then we're gonna fall back up to here. So yeah, we're also going to be a raider for this turn on that convoy line as well. This one should, yeah, it's not hiding, it should do it automatically there. So we'll try to block off enemy attacks there. I so want to be just hammering these guys mercilessly. Okay. Oh, I already know action. Okay, well. Nope, we're not advancing. That'd be a pretty good hit. Yeah, that was. Okay. We're gonna let them starve a little bit longer here. Von Mackensen. I believe he's the one that often dressed in sort of the oh, was it Hessian? Death Cavalry uniform? The all black with the skull and crossbones on it. The sort of the history of that was it Hesse Kessel? Oh boy, I forget. But it starts because with Napoleon's reordering of Europe, the local king, prince, whatever, loses his position, and his forces, his army basically cuts their way out to the coast and gets picked up by the British Navy. So they become an army in exile, but in doing so, he's killed, if I believe. Boy, I'm sure somebody could look this up and do a better thing on this, but I'm just thinking of this. And so during the Napoleonic Wars, one of the cavalry units dressed in black in mourning and put the skull and crossbones on their hussar's helmet. The Ring of Steel, it seems, relied much more on food from Galatia and Romania, simulating that it in this game is much easier. Okay. Yeah. Prussian military state. Hussar. Yeah, Hussar's uniform. God, I do wing this stuff at some time. Even went to, yeah, in that uniform. But I think it's, I understand later it's part of the Prussian army, but it wasn't It starts not from Frederick the Great and on down's army. It was one of the other German principalities that where it starts at. So yeah. Okay. We're just coming out to threaten this, make them react instead of react up here at Grodno. Okay, so I'm just now looking to see where I might want to really reinforce. Some units pushing. I know I want to build more artillery. But artillery takes time, and we can reinforce today because we've been killing French corps after French corps after French corps, and that really makes them much weaker. Okay, we don't have enough for that. Let's put them on trains. Yep, there. Put these guys on trains. I wish this was cheaper. But I agree with the idea that we need to limit it from being, you know, too spammy of just zipping back and forth. Every little whim, but... Oh, these guys, no, they've... Okay. Maybe we should even save some for future turns. Let's look down here. Yeah, let's guard the ports. I am worried about that. I like that position better. Hello, I'm online. And was the Einstein of tactical warfare. Well, he was brilliant at it. I've read, well, at least he says he was brilliant at it. I've read his book, Infantry Attacks, and he was very good at it. No doubts about that. And I don't know how good he was at strategical command. We never really saw him in strategical command, so we just don't know. I don't want to like go, oh, he didn't do that or wasn't good at it, because we just don't know. Okay, I'm liking what we're doing here. Okay, you can come back to port. Let's use you, and we're gonna come up to here. Hopefully, yes. Lay our third mine available, and then head back to there. Okay, can we get you through the blockade? Let's just go north. Well, let's come all the way out to here. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. A dreadnought. Okay, yeah. Looks like they're coming for us. Oh, damn. Okay. Let's head out away from that then. So submarines are bumping into things, and we bumped into naval mines. Ouch. Oh, I don't know. Am I going to spend the... well, let's spend it here then. If we're going to spend it for a 7, let's see. That's 30 MPP. Let's see about trying... Well, nah, I'm bringing them back in. Well, we found out where one of their mines were. Probably with looking at that, we probably should separate these out a little bit more. You may want to use them as shore bombardment here to deal with Memel and things. Greek tragedy, yes, I can see that being killed by a car accident after the war. It was best, believe me, one staying in Ramos' books. I'm not suggesting that anything in either of their books, and I've read their books, is untrue. It's just, it highlights themselves. And so I take basically that stuff as true. I don't know. Do we hammer on these guys? Let's see the, well, let's see the effects of being a little more passive aggressive here for a turn. Yeah, they can entrench. No, other way. There we go. Yeah, okay, I'm liking that now. Well, the Turks look like they could produce some things. Get 2 more detachments. And yeah, I think so. Yeah, so they just have some detachments coming fairly fast. Yeah, we got our artillery coming, that will be in January. Oh, we also had some coming in February, I guess, naturally, because I didn't build. One of those I didn't build. Okay. It's already in the queue, I guess. At least I don't think I built it. Railway guns coming in 16. Okay, good. Good, 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 good. Right, okay. I'm liking this mostly here. Now. Okay, let's end the turn. For better or for worse, what I forgot, didn't forget. We're saving up some MPP for Germany for next turn. I think that's more or less a good thing. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Max von Oppenheim, head of our intelligence bureau in the East, informs us that the Indian nationalist Gondar party is plotting to drive the British from their country. If successful, their rising could inflict devastating blow against the British Empire, helping to pave way for victory against our most powerful enemy. Would you like to authorize 25 MPP to buy arms for Indian nationalists? Now, this, I don't know anything about this in World War I, I'll readily admit. But this is sort of Germany's strategy, which was to like, oh yeah, let's, we're fighting the Soviets, or no, not fighting the Soviets, we're fighting the Russians. Let's send Lenin back to see if he can stir up trouble. Oh good, we get a Russian Revolution, we get the Bolsheviks, and then we have a Second World War with them because we did this. So sometimes the enemy of your enemy isn't your friend, but we're gonna play this strategy here. The enemy of our enemy is our friend. Central Powers advance, and Poland swings Bulgaria towards the Central Powers. Very good, because we've got loads in place. Italian nationalists claim to Taranto and Trieste as Italian territory. That's not a good sign. Indian Cavalry Corps lands at Marseille. I know they've sent off. Okay. Entente disrupts Norway German convoys. Entente blocks that. Okay, Karl Liebknecht openly denounces the war in the Reichstag. Okay. Scientists report progress on command and control developments. Very good. So a little bit hurt there on the Norway convoy. Looks like everything's turned to mud. Which, if we're on the defensive, that's helpful, but if we're on the offensive, it isn't. Okay, see how the rain affects us. We should be able to hide in the rain forever. Especially in World War I sense. very primitive. I don't know much about it. I do know it is primitive compared to World War II sonar, especially in 1914. There is the famous case of somebody being sunk 3 times in a day by German submarines. And 3 different main battleships. Submarine dives, takes a minor hit. Okay. Okay, they made a contact here. Hopefully this is go well for us. Well, not bad, but probably the follow along. Don't know how much CL's had to do with. Oh. Did that hurt anybody? Ouch. Okay. Well, our destroyer didn't do so well. Bye-bye Austro-Hungarian destroyer flotilla. Von Traps, are we talking the Sound of Music here? Are we sinking something with the naval mines or damaging something? Not actually, like taking out a hole. Yeah. Okay, they're trying their attack on us. Ouch. Ouch. Okay, I think that's the first corps we've lost on the Western Front. Which is definitely an ouch. And we're gonna have to move somebody else into Sedan there to... Well, I don't know if we are gonna move anybody else into Sedan there to take care of that, but we will probably kill this unit that moved in there. Damn. Oh, oh, oh. Okay, looks like they survived. Of course, there's still things to happen. Okay. Royal Navy defeats Von Spey at the Battle of Falklands. Like I was saying earlier, they found his ship. Principal was just, or they announced it just today. Okay, typhus epidemic breaks out in Serbia. Well, at least it's hurting our enemies more than us. Foreign Minister reports diplomatic success. Portugal moving towards the Entente. Okay, Tomas Masarek goes into exile to seek support for Czechoslovak independence. You guys, of course, probably know the story of the Slovak Legion and all of that. Okay, we've lost the destroyer or destroyer group, and the guard corps was destroyed. Okay, now, oh, we got more subs and other units. Great. Okay, yeah, we'll put them here. Destroyer for Germany. Doesn't unfortunately replace the lost Austrian. Okay, well for now, we'll put Rommel, because I think of this as Rommel. Over here. And we're going to save this, because I want to show you guys something. I was asked to show you this. Okay, LP. Okay, now this, as I've explained before, and though there's a lot of new people here, this is IronX's wonderful graphical mod, Blue Max, available for download on the forums if you want to do this. But we're going to quit this just so that we can come in and look. Yes, we're going to quit, because what we're going to do is load the game back up. Oh, this one. Load. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to oh, no. Well, we got to load in. I didn't mean to go this far, sorry. Before, I got to remove the mod before. Okay, sorry, got to quit back out of it. Okay, settings here. Mods. We're going to uncheck the Blue Max mod. And what I am playing with is an early release of it, so it very well may have changed a tiny bit. I do think for this mod it should move the bottom buttons a little further off the bar. Okay, we're going back to the sort of standard look and feel of the game. Grab this, load. Now this, what we're going to do is enable the 3D units. They wanted me to show off, which I'm very happy to do, the 3D units, because this is, the 3D units are daunting, or I mean the counters are daunting to some people. I like counters better. It's a personal choice. I'm used to the NATO counters. Before the last session I was showing off the sort of NATO counters for the Blue Max mod. This is their hybrid counters. Okay, so now we're to this style, and we're also back to the standard map of the game. And you can get them without the sort of bubbles below. A lot of people will like this. They do look good, I think, but it's just quite honestly, for me, harder to read what's going on. You know, now if you started with this and playing with this, it's maybe easier to access and look at. So I definitely want to show these off, because this is a real feature of the game that a lot of people will like. Just again, it's not hard to play with so much. It just takes a few, probably milliseconds more for me to quote unquote read it than it does with using the counters. So I wanted to show that. Yes, we're still streaming. Yes, we're just going in and out of it. So yes, I'm going to go back to the Blue Max mod like we had it, but I wanted to show you what the standard game looks like when not using counters. So we will go back through this again. We are not quitting. We are still going to stream. And we're going to come to settings again, mods, enable Blue Max, which we'll hit OK, which jumps it to this graphical style. We will load this back up. And we're going to go to, we're not using it, because you can sort of see down here, this is his NATO counter style. This is his other style here, the hybrid as it's called. Yeah, and you can go into, because like I said, I removed his audio files just because I found some of the combat files sort of sounded like reverberating or whatever. It just didn't sound good to me. Again, this is an earlier version. So you can go into the Blue Max mod, delete all of the counter information, and just leave the map and play with the 3D models if you want. You can, with just a little bit of work, go in and play with it. Yeah, Well, no, there's also sound. It's counters, it's map, and it's sound. So it does feature all of that. No other changes to my understanding to it. No, it's downloadable now on the forum, the Strategic Command World War I forum on the Matrix website. So you have to do it yourself to get this, but it is out, and it is sort of an official mod, I would call it. I'd almost think of it not quite as a free DLC, but it is definitely a mod that is endorsed by the makers of the game if you wish to use it. And it's all up to personal taste. Okay, they've abandoned here, they're pushing here. Okay, you know, I would rather collapse this and push into there. So let's push there. Wrong. There we go. Well, we're going to withdraw just to secure our supply lines and take another objective hex here, and yeah, we'll push to there. That'll be good. We'll strike there, and we'll swap this out. Well, just a hit there, so not a very strong hit, but still it's weakened them considerably. We've taken Kragujevac, I guess. Butchering that, I'm sure. Well, I don't know if made along with the devs, but it was made during the beta test period, at least, so he had access to it. So, and I'm sure they've talked the way what interaction I've seen on the forum, that they know each other well enough. So yeah. So, you know, take it for what you will. I highly endorse it. I like the look. There's the traditional, Strategic Command now is a fairly old franchise. That's not a bad thing. It's just well established. There's the well established look and feel of Strategic Command. I totally understand that they want to make a game that matches that. I like this. Remember, from my perspective, I'm trying to make quote unquote like a TV show here and make the graphics pop, make it be interesting. So I'm looking for prettier, but still, very appealing here. Okay, now oh god, let's see these. I want this badly. Okay, let's move you up to there, you to here. Ouch, big ouch, I know it hurt. No. Down to 6. Down to 5. I know we're not going to do it, but we're going all the way down to 4. Oh damn, we didn't even go down to 4. That was a stupid move. Everybody, that last whole 4 core attack was a stupid move. Just for your information, that was a stupid move. Now let's see if we can do something that isn't entirely stupid. Looking at a 4 core attack here. I know we're going against a fortress here, level of fortifications. I probably should have done this first. I know I should have. Don't know how much it helps with the infantry attacks, but without the artillery, I know it dramatically helps. Okay, well that weakened that. But we still have the ability to push, well, That's okay. Yeah, I'm not planning on continuing my stupidity there. Only do so much stupid per turn. See, like this is a brilliant move here. We're gonna let them starve a little more. Yes, there is a non-hybrid version of the NATO version of this mod as well, which was what I used last playthrough. That would have been smarter. Then the stupid attack down here. But I do want to get Austrian territory back. Okay. Some stupid moves, some good moves. Okay, you come up to here. You come to here. Now, I don't know with me sitting here if this cuts off their supply. Me sitting outside of the port. Here or not. Okay, so we're dug in along this line here. Oh well, now that's actually looking fairly good. I'm liking this. And can we swap that out? Well, we're gonna hit them even if it hurts us more. It doesn't. Okay. Well, we'll see if they can recover from all of that. So I want Memel back. Back. Okay, let's look at over here. Boy, that core just barely survived. Now here, we're gonna again do our attritional warfare down here by dramatically reducing the number of cores they get to have. Okay, one core down. Swap those out. Nope. That didn't do it, but we got one more there attack capable. There we go. So 2 cores down. Hey, thanks for following the channel. And of course you can follow my channel over on Twitch. That is gamer_1745, and there you'll also find a link to my YouTube channel, or you can just search YouTube gamer_1745. Okay, we've lost that. Don't like that. It's not tragic, but I think we can do something about it. There we go. See, we did something about it. Okay, we'll see what we want to move in, because I want to look at some of these other units here. Well, we're just going to count ourselves lucky and move them all the way back there for that unit's survival. Which of course means we're not starting with anybody right on the front lines here. Okay, I think we can get him down. So... no, still only 3, but no loss. Yeah, we'll move up with you. There we go. And... oh, no more. No more attacks. Okay, well let's see if we can swap these out and now attack. Okay, good. Another core down. Very good, very, very good. Now these guys will move up. Now here where we can, we want to reinforce. Yeah, we've got lots of MPP. They have obviously retreated. They retreated this turn. I'm looking to see who I can move where. Oh, they can't come into there now. Well, okay. But that is basically reestablishing the front line here. We're not going to weaken the right. We're going to keep the right strong. Yeah, we're just going to leave you there. Let's make sure you're strong. Make sure you're strong. Because Rems is our balance point. You can also, oh, what central powers you get to command Germany, Austria. Income, product research. Yes, set friendly majors to controlled by the AI. Should you can also, okay, play Germany and see Austria, Hungary, and Ottomans under AI control. Good to know. Good to know. You play as the Entente, the major countries, their income, UK, French, and Italy. Right. Now, is there a way to keep the US out of the war? Or do they automatically always come into the war? I know by, or I've read by, not doing some of the unrestricted submarine warfare leading to Britain, it slows it down at least. But I was wondering if there is a way to keep the US out. Oh, damn. Okay. Ouch. I keep making stupid mistakes. Okay. Now we're gonna see about moving you up here to here, off Norway. You guys are in your hidey mode. Yeah, okay, you hide. You guys come over here and you come over there. Keep out of that. So I would prefer to keep the US out of this. At least out from being completely actively engaged in it all. Let's move you up to make sure you will have some range. Any of these we can repair or reinforced, I should say. No, okay. Slow push, but a push. We're still pushing. We're going to keep pushing on the right. A little more units that I was hoping for there. I'm sure there's some more back in here, but we keep eating them up as we are moving forward. Okay, now I know most of our stupid attacks are over here, but I'm looking to see if there's anything I want to... Oh, well. Why not? Probably some good reason, but not good enough. Weaken that. Now, we didn't use these guys this turn. That isn't good enough reason to do anything there. Okay, well, if I move these guys down here, they'll just get munched, I think. So we'll move these guys to here, and we'll reinforce these guys for future use. They're just going to starve a little while longer, I think. Okay, yes, you keep moving this way. You move a bit more north, I think. We'll try to, now that we have a third commanding officer up there. These guys, yeah, let's do that. They're covering there. Okay, so we're pushing them. We want to get to Nish, their capital, as best we can. Hopefully that will put them out of the war. Okay, I think we don't need to do any more stupid moves. We can... Oh, almost forgot. Okay, there were some people, baddies up there, so let's come over to here. Let's come to here. Let's like sneak along here. Oh, enemy contact. Oh, lovely. Dreadnought. Well, let's back off near Corfu. All right. Okay. Production. Germany. Okay, we have railway and regular artillery coming. So that's almost a year away. That's just after winter, but spring. Toys like maritime bombers, heavy bombers look so attractive to me. Heavy bombers, attack value, almost nothing. I think they get better over time once you do, up heavy bomber capabilities. So yeah, but not really useful yet. Artillery, still not very useful. Okay, so let's go for some more cores here. Well, that does it for the cores. Naval 3. I really like naval bombers. What's their range? Operation or action points, spotting. Strike range 10. Okay. That's good. We will purchase, not until July. Yeah, we should purchase them now. We will do that to help deal with the Royal Navy as it floats off our coast there. Okay, let's do a mountain core. They look basically the same until they get upgraded. There we go. So let's do that. I don't know if we're going to keep Italy out, so let's start grabbing some people to hold the Italian front. Now, oh, well, we're not going to do an HQ. That's just way too expensive. We will get a bunch more units once the Ottomans start preparing for war, but some more forces would be nice as well. I wonder if there's armored trains all-conquering weapon mass destruction, as in, no, I have not seen armored trains. We have railway artillery, but railway guns, or rail guns here. I think of rail guns as a electromagnetic gun, but yeah, but not like we have in the other strategic commands. And I do sort of think they're a bit OP in strategic command for World War II games. They definitely had railway armored trains in World War I. I don't know how effectively they should be modeled on this scale of warfare. Okay, well, we're exhausting ourselves, so let's end the turn here. Okay, Kaiser Franz Joseph. Nationalist figures in Italy are calling for war against us unless we hand over Taranto and Trieste to Italy. The transfer of territory they are demanding would include the city and port of Trieste and the towns of Taranto, Bruneck, and Gortz. However, if we were to give these places to Italy, this would massively reduce Italy's desire for war. Would you like to transfer Trieste and Toronto and Trieste? Now, if we were to transfer this, I don't know if Bill can answer this question, would it keep Italy out of the war? Or is that just do it, but it's still in the war anyways? I'm really curious to know. I'm sure a lot of players would like to know. Still say no, and you can get an answer later. No, personal opinion, you should keep them out, but it should be a huge moral impact. It will keep Italy out of the war unless the Entente invests a lot in diplomacy. Okay, good to know. Well, it seems like the opinions of the chat is to say no, so I guess we will say no. I guess we will say no. So there we go, we have some detachments showing up. Anzac arrives in England. Volunteers from the USA join Serbia's fight for independence. I did not know that anybody really came up. Typhus epidemic spreads throughout Serbia. Hopefully it's not hitting our troops. So there's units in Peck. Units way down here for whatever reason. Entente raiders disrupt there. Fighting the Western Front ceases on Christmas Day. Yay, Aries should be happy about that. Okay, Austrian physicist Erwin Schrödinger I presume the famous one from Schrodinger's cat is among those posted to serve on the Italian border. Scientists progress in command and control for Turkey. Good, we're getting near to that. All right. He says yes, they lose territory, suffer big national morale, face strikes, riots, mutinies. Not good, but that's the price to pay for peace with Italy. That's a good reaction. I like that, Bill. Yes. I've done it and survived, but it depends on everything else as to whether it will or not. Yes, makes sense. I like that. I like that because that seems a lot. Giving them a little bit of the Tyrol, I could see that as a price to pay. But as seeing, since, I don't know, the fall of the Roman Empire, Trieste was not part of Italy, I don't know why they would think that they should have it. Okay, yeah, attack reams, that's what it's there for. It's the linchpin of our turn. Ouch. More ouch. And retreat. Okay, that's a reasonably good retreat. Okay. That was a bit controversial for me to fire there. I was going to put that out there. Yeah, I'm not surprised. But interesting, okay. Attrition losses, very good. Okay, so cutting off the port here definitely helped, which I thought it would. Now we're wind snow, so it's going to be massively bad to attack unless we are doing really well. Given rise in the national sentiment in Italy, led by the people, Gabriele Annunzio, who is calling for war against us, we must maintain units at Taranto, Klagenfurt, and Trieste. Were we to remove these units, Italy could seize these locations. The result would be catastrophic. Yes. Okay. And yes, a comment here that, and it's partially based on you, the players. It is really hard to simulate with a lot of these war games reserves, because we clearly I want to make sure I secure some of these ports down here. That may not be necessary, but I'm feeling the need. There were a lot of other units like these that appeared on the map in the rear of armies. And if we were to just put the units on the map, and everyone would throw them to the front and no one would have the reserves. That's sort of why I kept these guys here, as just sort of like, hey, we can send them if something breaks out like Italy or some other thing. And I didn't want that capital, and this is also sort of somewhat screening Vienna as well, in the sense that if there were somehow like Romania showing up, so presumably we have troops along the Romanian border here. May not be, it may be, sort of simulated in some detachments compared to the main front corps, but they are really important. Due to large cities, the effects on MM is permanent and will mean that the units fight well. Yes. Hey, Pixel. The war goes well. And we're actually going to save this right now here. Okay, looking at time. We'll play a little bit more. We are a bit over time, but I don't mind spending a little more time with you guys, because this is fascinating to me. Okay. We're looking at the right. We're keeping the right strong. We're pushing. We're going to push here. But see, this is like I was talking about, is the winter time here. Okay, so the idea is, and this is how we're supposed to do this. I don't know. This is partially why I say it, so I may go back. Okay, so we scouted this out with our recon bombers. And now we hit them with artillery, which is supposed to be more effective, though it's not very effective. It gets more later in the game. To lessen their readiness and entrenchment, hopefully, but maybe not enough. Yeah, not really enough to make it worth doing. We can look down here, maybe. Yeah, that looks like it's worth it to strike down there, because we are covered in snow here. So let's attack there. And they retreated, damn! I wanted to kill them. I wanted to out and out kill them and not have them retreat, because I'm not interested in that province per se. I mean, sure, well, I don't want to put units into it right now. Okay. Let's look at our supply situation here. Okay, so next turn we would have decent amount of supplies. So, trying to cut off all of the rest from supply. Cut off the capital from everywhere else. Wow, this is just like, yeah, you can make attacks, but they aren't going to do any real good. Yeah, let's try that a little bit. Okay. It actually hurts you more than it hurts me. Okay, so, well, we're investing niche. Hopefully that will all really sort of just die on the vine. Let's have the horses take Memel back for us. Yay, and we could have even used the artillery just to soften them up, but was unnecessary. But this is just like really stupid moves to attack. So I think we're going to end the stream here. Oh, what's Bill having to say? The UK's, if the UK signs Treaty of London, they get Italy into the war, then I probably wouldn't invest any money into diplomacy to keep it out. Okay. Yeah, we're going to end this stream here in just a moment. I want to thank all of you, wow, about 130 of you, for watching. Thank you if you haven't, for following the channel if you haven't already. And of course, you can follow my channel on Twitch. That's gamer_1745. And there is a link to my YouTube channel where you'll find this playthrough, my other playthrough, which is an Eastern Front first, no invasion of Belgium, and we are just doing attritional warfare here and really pushing deep in the East on that playthrough of this. You can find that on my YouTube channel. Check that out and subscribe over there. Thanks, Finn Bishop. Thanks, Bill. Thanks, Lanzer. Everybody. This is a really good game. It is out now. You can purchase it if you want to get your hot little hands on this. And don't forget the Blue Max mod to make it look in this style if you're liking that. So, oh, and I will be playing this already scheduled next Thursday. We're going to be continuing this playthrough. So if you want to see what happens next, come back next Thursday. We will be continuing this. Wanted to make that announcement as well. Okay, thanks everybody.